Hello. Now I will share the secrets of my heart with you, and we will start with default scene. Select the cube, go to front view by pressing 1 in numpad. Scale the cube to 0.1 unit in Blender, then scale it approximate height of text we are going to make. Go to edit mode by pressing tab key. By pressing Ctrl and R key you will be able to make loop cuts. Make 8 cuts. Ctrl and A and apply the scale. In Outliner rename the cube to particle source. Add an empty and rename it to particle location. Select the particle source, go to Particle tab and add a particle. I hope it is not confusing. Now the cube, particle source, is emitting particles. Now we will model the heart object. Add a single vert object. If it is not visible in your Add Mesh menu, please enable Extra Mesh add-on. Go to Modifier tab and add a mirror modifier. In edit mode, extrude the vertex to half of the heart like the screen. Don't forget to enable clipping option. Select all vertices and press F to fill. Press E and extrude 2 times. Select the middle loop by pressing Shift plus Alt and scale little bit like screen. Select the top and bottom edges in the middle of the heart and add edge crease by pressing Shift E. From Modifier tab, add a Subdivision Surface modifier and make Subdivision 2. In Object menu, select Shade Smooth. Scale in Y direction and there is our heart. Move the heart object far from particle object. Now start with the text objects. Add a text object by pressing Shift A and rotate it 90 in X direction. Select the text and in Text Property tab, under Paragraph, change horizontal alignment to center. Press Tab key to edit the text and type the first title text. Under Geometry, extrude the text 0.02 and bevel depth to 0.01. You can play with new bevel options if you need. Press Shader tab and add a material. Split vertical the viewport by right-clicking in edge of 3D viewport. Change the editor type to Shader Editor. Select the principled BSDF node and press Ctrl T. It will give 3 nodes. For this, please make sure Node Wangler add-on is enabled. Delete the image texture node. Add a gradient texture node and a color ramp node and connect them to base color input. Change texture coordinates from UV to object and connect it with mapping vector. Add an empty object by pressing Shift OR from Add menu. In Outliner, change the name to Texture Size Text. In Shader Editor, pick the new empty object using Object Picker. Move the empty, texture size text, to the start of our title text. And scale it same as the length of the text. Change the colors in color ramp as per your requirements. We can add more colors by using more points to the gradient. Connect the color output to emission color. In 3D viewport, select the text object and duplicate it by pressing Shift D. Name them properly. Select the second text, go to Edit mode by pressing Tab and change the text as per requirement. Select the particle source and the particle location. Enable auto keying button in timeline playback. Move the particle location empty to starting of text objects. In timeline, go to end frame and move the particle location empty to ending of text objects. Now 2 keyframes are created and particle source object is animated. In Shader Editor, duplicate the first 4 nodes and reset the color ramp. Move the black and white dots to center. Change the texture coordinate object to particle location. Connect color output to alpha input of principled BSDF. In Shader tab, go to Settings and change blend mode to alpha blend. Now the visibility of the text objects are controlled by the particle location empty. Move the time slider in timeline and adjust the color ramp. Select the second text object. In Shader Editor, duplicate the material. Invert the color ramp and modify the points. Assign the same material of the text to the heart object. Duplicate the material. Delete the nodes which is connects to alpha input. Change the texture coordinate to texture size text empty. From Add menu, add a turbulence force field and place it in center of text objects. In Physics Property tab, change the values like strength 10, size 0.5, flow 3, noise amount 5. Select Particle Source Object, go to Particle tab and increase the particle numbers to 5000. Under Render menu in Particle tab, change Render as to Object. Just below, pick the instance object or heart object. In Shader Editor, increase emission strength of all materials to 3. Select the camera, in front view and press Ctrl Alt and numpad 0. Camera will align to our view. Make necessary adjustments FO the view. Select the particle source and change the number of particle to 8000 and lifetime randomness to 0.8. Select the turbulence object and increase the size to 1. Select the particle source and go to Particle tab, Cache Settings, and press Bake. In World Properties tab, change the color to black. Select the lamp object. If it is not there, add it from Add menu. Change it to Sun in Light Property tab. Change the light strength to 25. Under Render Property tab, enable Ambient Occlusion and Bloom. We can decrease the samples because it don't make big difference. Go to Output Properties, select the resolution and output format you need. In case if you are rendering as PNG sequence, enable Bloom Pass and mix it in Compositor. You can download the Blender file increase you want to play with it, link in the description.